This might be the best amp I've ever tried. One of those amps which can be defined as definitive. Also because, due to its price, especially here in Europe, if you buy one of these, you'll probably not be able to afford food anymore. Today's amp is the Friedman BE100 Deluxe, one of the dream amps of any guitarist around the world who love that kind of an angry, martially type of sound. However, this amp, little spoiler, it's super versatile, even though I have a small remark to make later on. So, before I start, I know that I say it every time, but the big part of you that are watching my videos are not subscribed yet. If you like my content, help this little Italian here subscribe to my channel so I can bring newer and fresher content on this very channel. Thank you. This is the third amp from Friedman Amplification that I play and bring to the channel, and I have to thank my friend Marco. Thank you, Marco, who lent it to me. Also, the Dirty Shirley and the Pink Taco 20 watts were his, which were sold to buy this 100-watt monster built in California. This is a 3-channel amp, which ranges between every kind of sound and gain obtainable from a Marshall-inspired one. The first channel is a Plexi channel, which delivers every Plexi sound you can think of, from a cleanish one up to some fancy crunch. You can play it nitty-gritty, or you can boost it like I would normally do with the Plexi. It also has a bright switch which lets us sculpt the sound even more. The second channel is nicely named Brown Eye and brings the previous sound to a higher gain stage, without it to be overwhelming though. This is perfect for big crunch tones with a nice definition on the low end. The third channel is called Hairy, brown eye. It shares the EQ with the second channel, but it has separate gain and volume controls, which is really handy if we want to use this channel for a lead sound and we want that volume boost to cut through the mix. This channel, as the previous one, has a shared voice control which affects the EQ. I actually left it at noon to have a clearer sound, but guys, it sounds amazing everywhere you leave this control. HBE channel is really versatile. Even though it has a lot of gain, it's undoubtedly dynamic. And if you lower the volume on the guitar, it cleans up nicely, which is really enjoyable. This amp offers also a number of other switches on the back, which let you sculpt your sound even more by regulating gain structure, how much of a fat sound you want, and other stuff like this. So if you like to fiddle around with your sound, you'll have fun with this. One last thing, in the master section you can control some parameters shared among all the three channels, like the presence control, the thumb control, which affects the low end, and a switch which adjusts the amp's response from more aggressive to more of a soft kind of feeling. Also, the system volume knob acts just like a master volume, so when you find your favorite settings on the three channels, you just have to tweak this control to change the overall volume of the amp. As I said earlier in the video, I have a little consideration to make, but I'll say to you in a bit after the track I've written these past few days using this amp. I haven't equalized the guitar tracks, I only loaded some effects on the master bus, but you know, it's kind of mandatory. Here's the track and I hope you like it. Okay, I hope you liked it. I might do a little collection of the tracks I've made in these years and upload it to Spotify, or I might as well make lesson packs regarding how to write, record and play these mini tracks and upload it on my website. Let me know if you would be interested in it. Anyway, it's safe to say that this amp plays really beautifully. Even though all these switches could be a little bit intimidating, you can't really dial a bad sound from it, and it plays well. Really great, especially when recorded. It's almost perfect, or maybe too perfect. The sound coming out from this amp feels like it's been kind of pre-mastered. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it doesn't have all of those unpleasant peaks and edges. However, when I tried vintage Marshalls from the 70s and the 80s, I immediately heard those edges. Let's say the old Marshalls are more like untamable beasts, and they might also be more enjoyable to play because they are more kind of unpredictable in a way. So the feeling I had with this amp was not that of a vintage Marshall, even though I'm sure I can emulate those sounds by recording the amp. But it feels like more of a modern and flawless amp, but of course that is a great thing, especially if you work with it. I might have understood from rumors that Friedman is making a vintage lineup, but there's not much information at the moment, so we'll see what happens in the future. I want to thank Marco once more for letting me try this awesome amplifier. I know there's not so many of them in Italy where I live, so if you're still watching, write grazie Marco down in the comments. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much and see you next time. Ciao!